brothers of the sword. I'd rather fight beside you than any army of thousands. Let no man forget how menacing we are. We are lions.
You know what I don't get is that as little as 15 years ago, shit like this was comedy. I mean, pure comedic gold. Do you remember the movie How High? Where the teacher was like, oh, lynch me for what my people have done to your people. What about you two? Why are you just standing there? Walk out and protest with your brothers. Stand up for your rights. Who wanna? This was a joke. And due to cultural and legislative initiatives and priorities, well, here we are just a few years later, and there are people who genuinely take this nonsense seriously. Guys, I like, honestly, I ain't even gotta press play. Like, you see, we like she looked like Prince Akeem mom from the first. She's dressed like Prince Akeem mom from the first Coming to America. We know exactly what's going on here, but hey, let's get these yucks in. Let's go.
Catherine Watkins, 8th grade humanities teacher at Cedar Park Middle School, and my pronouns are she, her, we, and us.
Once again, the pronoun game. If this is something that you play, like in the real world, it's really not that applicable, because there are, like, for the most part, when you're interacting with somebody, right, there's more important shit that you guys are dealing with. You're not sitting there screaming about, oh my goodness, my pronouns and all that other fun stuff. And if you do run across an individual who's like, oh my goodness, well, I prefer, okay, cool, you placate them until you ain't got to deal with them anymore. And then, like, hey, go off into life and be as bonkers as you want, but keep that crazy shit away from me. Like, that's basically how we eventually snuff this out. Because when it comes to IRL, man, like, yo, like, this shit really, it has to stop seeping into the real world.
I'm going to say something that's not nice and not sweet, but it's true. If you're not evolving into an anti-racist educator, you're making yourself obsolete in this.
Wow. If you are not sitting here pushing racial theories, when in reality, I believe she says she's dealing with, like, kids like 6th or 8th grade, like, no, math, STEM, English, reading and writing, and then by all technical means, it should just, like, most of the learning takes place in the home. And had that been the case for these individuals, instead of just the treasure trove of daddy issues that we're looking at right here, this wouldn't be you wouldn't be bringing racism back via the means in which you are discussing it.
Field of profession. Our district is only getting browner and browner with our children. And so,
yeah, and that's more due to immigration than anything else, because, hey, the government dumps these people and these families in these areas, give them a bunch of money and say, hey, best of luck on out there. And that's exactly why. So they end up in these schools. That's how they continuously get browner and browner. And the thing is that instead of sitting there teaching them, oh my goodness, my racism, you teach them, like, yo, America's pretty awesome, because here you are surrounded around all these different people, yet it's your character that's supposed to be what's most important in the like. And hey, are we making good people? Don't steal. Be honest. Be a good person. Have some type of integrity. Have some type of dignity. Carry yourself with some level of dignity. These are the lessons that if you're going to inception into these kids via your presence, those are the better lessons, as opposed to, oh my goodness, this country is so racist, despite the fact that here you are getting an education and that's clearly not up to par because of the terrible priorities that your current teachers have.
Obviously you can't change your melanin, all right, but you can change your mind so that you can actually function in a district that is full of BIPOC children. So if you're
Yo, all this new shit, all of these words, yo, nah, man, like I'm not, yo, burn them. If you use these words, I just know where your brain is, and it ain't no place worth the shit, lady. I'm sorry. Yo, you are completely in this space where, oh, racism, like you are the racist in which you claim to despise oh so much. You really are. And it's sad because you should be doing so much. You could be doing literally anything else with your life and time, and teaching these children, legit, genuine lessons, like life lessons. If you want to be a teacher, cool. I mean, it's like a 80-90% female occupation, which has been detrimental. But there's no way in hell I would keep my kid in your class when you're sitting there, like having them focused on the wrong things.
Resistant, I understand that, but you're going to have to eventually come to the light, because if you're going to keep with those old views of colonialism.
Okay, guys, let's be real. 15 years is not old. Okay, these are not old views. Like everything that you're considering an old view, sweetheart, it's shit. It's just because all the critical theories, the multiple critical theories that you have imbibed, yeah, it makes it seem, archaic to you. Oh my goodness, how dare? But in reality, it's always been about, what type of person you are, what kind of character do you, it should be. I'm sorry, I can't say it's always been about, sorry about that. But it should be about your character, right? It should be about, what type of human being you are, as opposed to what the color of your skin is and any type of negative. No. How you act and how you treat people should be the way in which you, it should be the true lesson if you're talking about dealing within the world. That how you treat people is so important, and none of the Crayola cabal obsession with skin color should matter in the slightest. It's about what you do. It's about your actions, not, oh my goodness, what's between your legs, or what color you are.
It's going to lead to being fired, because you're going to be doing damage to our children, trauma. And so as we fire the teachers who sexually abuse our children, we will be firing.
When are y'all saying they're firing them? Like, yo, they get slid into the system and moved over to other places. And yes, you do have that fire to put out. So, and when it comes to trauma, ma'am, look at you, okay? If anybody needs to sit down and talk to somebody, it's you. Yet here you are, a teacher. My God.
The teachers who do racist things to our children traumatize them. And while our district might not be completely on there, OEA is working on it. All right.
But you're not the parents. Like, that's the thing. Each and every child, by all means, unless you were made in a tube, each and every child is the product of two people laying down and a cream pie taking place. Now, if these people gave two damns about the kids, I promise you the schools would be better, and teachers like this would be snuffed out quick, because you would have parents, they're like, yo, what the fuck, what are you trying to teach my child? Because the parents pay enough attention to the kid to know, hey, what kind of weirdo shit is this kid talking? So, like, lady, this idea that you are somehow responsible for the upbringing of each and every child in the world, I feel is just so, how do I put it, so narcissistic, and a real feminine way of going about it, because at the end of the day, childhood in and of itself is but a small span of a lifetime. I mean, fingers crossed that everyone gets to adulthood and the like, but some people just don't make it. I mean, Darwinism. But to try and mold these kids into this, like, looking at everything through a racial lens piece is it's very scary in a lot of ways. And like I said, I would pull my kid in a heartbeat. So with that being said, we're going to bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you like it, toss it a like, dislike, go ahead, do that too. Don't be scared of you sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice. You want to get videos like this every single day? Share, because sharing is caring, and YouTube and Bitchute and like are the biggest fans of your boy. You'll hear very obvious reasons. Bang the bell for notifications. Get something from Teespring. Check me out on Patreon as well. Links in the description. Actually go in the description box and do damage and speak. Let me know. What do you guys think in the comments? Like I said, this like the Boondocks. Remember, you have that one teacher who let Huey do his version of the Jesus story. I mean, like, this was once comedy, yet here we are with like quote unquote educators out here like just doing their best to indoctrinate the next generation because that's their calling. My God. It's sad. It truly is. But you may disagree, and that's what my comment section's for. Until the next one.
Jimmy, you're thinking with your dick.
I am not thinking with my dick.
Yes, you are.
No, I just think that
Put
she's
your dick away.
she's an emotional,
Jim.
interesting, caring girl.
Jimmy, that's your dick talking.